Totally. Are we good? Yay! So, no, we're well. Is it recording? We are recording. Yes.
Live
we are
SEMA.
live. Well, we're live, but we're not live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, that.
Are you doing a podcast at SEMA? And it's like, yeah, I am. We're gonna record it live. And they're like, well, can I tune into it? I'm like, no, we record it live and then we send it to you later. It's very confusing.
You guys, we are at the SEMA Show 2024 on the road with High Octane Hustle, and today we have
Sean Holman.
and
Sara Morosan.
all right, and we wanted to I just brought Sean in here real quick.
Oh, I'm getting kicked out right away.
No, real quick.
Never.
He's our buddy. Tell us about your podcast, Sean.
All right, so I have the Truck Show podcast. So if you like trucks, just type in Truck Show in the search thing. That's the genius of naming your podcast what it actually is. And we've been doing it for about almost 7 years now. And we do lifted, lowered, everything in between, vintage, new, classic. It's me and my buddy Lightning, who used to be in Los Angeles radio. And it's kind of like a morning show. We've got like wacky jingles and bumpers and segments, and we just we have fun with truck stuff. And we did our own stuff here at SEMA, and SEMA's 4 days. This feels like day 8.
It really does, right? But in a good way too.
In a good way.
In a worn out way and a good way.
No, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna feel like I saw all of my friends.
Right.
We got to come on an awesome podcast.
We got our SEMA selfies together.
So,
all right.
Yeah, so you guys don't know this, but we do a SEMA selfie every year, and it's hashtag SEMA selfie. So if you want to see more of us three, just search the hashtag SEMA selfie, and there'll be like a decade of and you'll probably go, wow, they used to be a lot less gray, or I used to be a lot less gray, or
Right.
something like
I
that.
used to be skinnier too.
Yeah, me too.
Those days.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Somebody told me once, they said, there's 3 phases to being an adult male. It's you believe in Santa Claus, you look at you believe in Santa Claus, you look like Santa Claus, you are Santa Claus. I'm halfway between 2 and 3 right now, and I'm embracing that. I realize that's where I'm going.
So you're feeling like Jason too, right? Everyone's giving him shit, but
Yeah. Well, and Mr. Baja Sasquatch, he's
Totally right.
he could easily be a mall Santa, but in a good way, a cool mall Santa.
Right.
So, all right. Well, I'm going to let you guys get on with your podcast. Thanks for inviting me in.
Well, hold on. Tell us about all your other things too, because you're wearing a different shirt right here. So, real quickly, share about the other stuff that you're doing here at SEMA.
All right. So, people tend to ask me, like, what do you do? And so, I actually maxed out all the letters and characters they give you on your badge here at SEMA. So, that's pretty cool. And I've got a couple companies. So I have the podcast, which we talked about, and then I've got Use for Adventure, which is a little marketing consulting company. So I help a lot of the aftermarket companies writing PRs, marketing help, lead trail rides for like corporate events out in the desert, things like that. And then I'm a part owner in OVR Magazine, which we launched 2 years ago. And this is our second SEMA, so outdoor vehicle recreation. It's basically all the magazines you used to love that are now gone. We've taken that format of having an enthusiast truck and off-road magazine, and if you've ever seen a magazine like Recoil or some of those that are really high quality, thick, giant size, it's it's bi-monthly, so every other month. Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, we just got picked up at Cabela's Bass Pro Shops.
Nice.
So if you love off-roading, you love adventure, you love gear, and you love a real, heavy, high-quality magazine, OVRmag.com. Pick the magazine up, check it out, and support 5 independent owners, not a corporation, who are bringing back print media into the enthusiast space. We all came from Motor Trend. We've got 125 years of enthusiast media experience, except now we're our own bosses, and we're doing it the way it should be done.
Yeah.
I love it. And you know what? It's funny because everyone around the show, they're like, you know, I get told all the time, wow, you do so many different things. But the thing is, I hang around people that do so many different things, but we all love what we do. It's all based around automotive or off-roading or racing or whatever it is.
You're like me. You don't say no. But it's like the opportunities are always coming, and you never want to shut a door because there's so much fun and things that we've done, and the diversity of our experiences because we're excited about it.
What's great too, like I love that you guys are like digital, but to me, like that print is so awesome because I love being able to like feel and touch things, and yours does have a great like texture and feel to it. It's not just like
it's
a regular
really important,
magazine.
For sure.
But that's the part I did love about like recoil and stuff, and your magazine. But I do still enjoy going out to the desert and actually picking up a magazine and reading it.
You're around the campfire. There's no cell signal.
Yeah.
And you can just read the magazine, pass it off to your friend, right? And you're doing that thing, and you're bonding. Hey, did you see this story? Check it out. Or this is my buddy's truck. Or look at the cover truck. Or all the things that we used to love as
So did you hear that? When you're out overlanding, you take their magazine with you.
Yes, definitely. And actually, one of the vehicles we built this year will be in your guys' overland experience at the LA Auto Show.
Yeah. So last year, LA Auto Show is like the third biggest auto show in the country, and in the 116-year history, they've never had a non-OE, non-manufacturer on the show floor. Last year, we took advantage of an opportunity. We had a 26,000 square foot activation there with 30 overlanding rigs right next to Hyundai and Kia. This year, we're next to Ford. It's now 33,000 square feet. We're gonna have over 40 overlanding vehicles.
Rad, super rad, super rad.
Fast moving, scrappy
there you go.
Team. There's
there
no
you
limits
go.
if you believe in what you do. And
yes,
you're for it,
yes,
so.
Definitely.
That's why this is High Octane Hustle.
All right,
right?
Hustle. So
Yes,
awesome.
right.
Have a good show.
Yeah. Are we good to start again?
Do I have to hold this
Did you
pretty?
restart? Okay.
Do I have to hold it pretty close? Or?
Yeah, and especially since your voice, more direct this way,
Like that?
as opposed to like under here. So at least like
More
that.
direct this way.
Yeah,
Do I just cover it?
yeah. Yeah.
Just kidding. Okay.
You can do it.
I got it. Okay.
Hey guys, this is High Octane Hustle, and we are on the road at SEMA 2024. I'm Design Muse, and today we have my sister,
Sara Morosan.
and you are the...
I am the owner of LGE-CTS Motorsports and chair of SEMA Businesswomen's Network.
Yes, SBN.
SBN.
So let's share a little bit about SBN. What is SBN so people know about SEMA and what that is?
Yeah, so we're sitting here at the SEMA Show, which a lot of people know about the actual show itself, but they don't know that SEMA is an actual organization that helps all of the our industry and our consumers and the right to repair and the right to like modify and all the different things that we do in our industry, right? So we have a constant like group of people that are working hard to make sure that we get to enjoy the things that we love to do. So that's SEMA Association, and it's made up of different councils and networks. And I am on the SBN side, which is the Businesswomen's Network. So we just help overlook like all things that are women that have to do with our industry.
And you say overlook, we're trying to build a community and kind of recognize some of that too, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're always looking to build a community and network and just, recognize the women in our industry. We're also trying to make sure that we are bringing resources or identifying if there's issues or problems in our industry or things that women are going through that are struggling. How can we make things better for them? How can we bring those resources to them?
Yeah. So tell me, here at the SEMA Show, what did SBN do? How did they participate? What events did you guys have here at the show?
Yeah. So this year we did have an SBN booth, and that was just to make sure we were in front of the women that we could like capture.
Yeah, of course. You got to be on the floor, right?
On the floor, yeah. And I think it's so cool for like people walking by and you're like, hey, you want to know what women events are happening at SEMA? And they're like, wait, what? There's women events happening at SEMA? And it's like,
raise awareness.
Yeah, like here's a whole postcard full of those events. And same thing, like letting them know that like, you ladies are out here having your booth, or, make sure to check out these builds that are by women. Like, what any of those things are, just bringing awareness and like connecting is like, we have 700 plus women, and there's so many women that we haven't even
of course, at the show,
Yeah.
So that's the booth space, and then the event space, or the events that were going on.
Yep. So like I said, that postcard had all the events. Every year we have education, which is different like seminars and groups that happening here at SEMA. We had an AI seminar just to teach it, like, and that's for men and women. It's just powered by SBN.
Good to know.
Yeah, and SBN does welcome men memberships. We do have some events that are strictly women, but for the most part, we know that there's a huge allyship between men and women, and we need those men that help support us women.
Building that community, yeah,
just
definitely.
building that community, and honestly, like, just learning how to all work together and know that it's okay. And so it's like, those parts are really important, to understand, because there's a lot of people that don't know how to interact, and just by leading it by example and showing the interaction that it is okay is a huge part of it too. So we had the AI program. Later on, we had a mixer, which was like a speed networking, kind of like speed dating. I know they had it before. I think you've actually been to it before, but that one is women only. Gives us a chance to just really connect with the other women, and it's a half hour long, but it's fun. It's like super quick. You get to try to get all the information you can out in a minute.
Meet other women that haven't,
yeah.
that you might not have known before and stuff at an event like this.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then we had a huge women's symposium, which you helped put together. So thank you for that. And it was fun.
It was awesome to be part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was a really fun event, and we learned a lot. They had one last year that Education put on that was for women. Which I think they did a great job, but I liked the energy we had this year.
I agree.
Yeah. No, but it was, I felt like the girls from the audience felt like they could speak out.
Good.
They kept coming up to us and going, "This is so awesome. This is amazing."
Good.
And that's what
I did get a lot of that afterwards too.
Yeah, and that's what we want. We want this
definitely
environment where, we created a program where it was like, let's go out there and talk about these trailblazers like Jesse Combs.
Yeah.
And the best thing is that we had Lynn St. James on there, which was one of Jesse's, idols. And the fact that everything tied together.
Definitely.
And we get to hear their stories and their paths.
And then one of the other speakers up there that spoke, she said she had gone to one of Lynn's races, and that was full circle for her to even be there.
Because she's not even in our industry.
No, and it was all of those types of moments like that. I totally agree.
Right.
It was great.
But that just shows you right there how all of us women are connecting, or how we influence or touch people's lives that we don't even know we're doing, right?
Yeah.
But the great part,
and that's that. I raised awareness to that, and I let everyone in that room know. I'm like each one of you are able. You are influencing someone whether you know that or not. You are making an impact by just being who you are every single day.
Yeah, and you could be a good impact or a bad impact. So it's understanding that just by not giving up and keep trying and keep going out there and doing amazing shit. And I love the fact that they talked a lot about their failures too, and that they didn't stop. And I think that was something a lot of girls had to hear. One of the girls, I don't know if you remember, she had the curly hair and she was pretty outgoing. She actually didn't have a ticket to the symposium before it. I met her at the booth, and she says, "Oh, I'm starting a women's group. We go to all these races, and we're doing women's events, and we're doing this." And she's like, "I don't know how to connect with people. I don't know how to get the word out there. I don't know. I'm getting so far, but I don't know how to go a little bit further." And I was like, "Well, you should come to the symposium, because you're gonna meet those women, talk to other girls." They will give you ideas. There's great marketing women that are in our group, and just telling her that kind of stuff. And when she came to me afterwards, she was like, "This is exactly what I needed."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Definitely.
"That's exactly why we did it, right?"
Yeah. It's just having others. So it was funny because I had almost this exact same conversation with Christy, who is one of the, she was the Jesse Combs Rising Star Award for this year.
Oh, yeah.
So she came and took our workshops this morning and stuff too. She's actually taken them all week and stuff. So she's been here. So, I was telling her, and she's like, "You know what? She goes, I'm getting a little burned out. She's like, I'm, going to school and I'm doing all these things and stuff." And I go, "And what else are you doing?" She's like, "Well, what do you mean?" And I'm like, well, I go, this. Are you doing things like this? Are you putting yourself around a community and making yourself in a supportive space? Are you putting yourself around friends that believe in you?
Right.
And she was like, well, I mean, I'm going to school. I'm like, that's not the same as being like, there might be other people in the class that aren't pushing themselves the same. Well, not everyone gets, first place or gets on the podium. There's some of us that are just more excited to be doing that thing. You're not burned out from doing too much schooling and too much learning. You're burned out from not doing enough community and giving enough of yourself to other people. And she's like, oh, you're right. She goes, I've been mentoring like this girl and like bringing people in and doing things like that. And she's like, you're right. I get so excited when I'm doing that. Yeah. And I'm like, that's what you're missing. It's not that you're burning yourself out on the other stuff. It's that you're forgetting to
refuel yourself.
Right? And she's like, you're right. This entire week, she's like, it's been exactly that for me. I'm like, that's what you need to make sure you're doing all the time.
Yeah. And it is. It's really important. It's funny because it's like my life coach was telling me the other day, like, okay, when was the last time you hung out with your girlfriends?
Right? You're telling me this too. You're like,
oh. Like, I forget. Like, you just get so caught up in like, doing, okay, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do that. And but you forget the fact that like you still have to do all the other things. Not that you have to do the other things, but it's important for you to get that, like you're saying.
You want to say balance, I think, or not? I don't know.
Balance.
It's not. Like, I was just going to say it's not.
It's like inspiration or motivation or like you said, fueled. Like, it's like, you can sit there and keep doing the work and doing the grind, but it's like the same thing. Like we build SEMA vehicles, right? And it's always hard work, and it's like, and you're out there and you're like working until 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and it's like, dang, it's so hard. And then you get to SEMA and everyone sees your vehicle and they're like, oh my God, I love it. And you're like,
and that's when you get fueled.
Like,
yes.
You know, and you're like,
you're crying, it's not going to get there. But then all of a sudden you're refueled from all of that. And it is. And so it is surrounding ourselves. It's why we come to SEMA. Yeah. It's why we have, Real Deal Revolution. It's why we have SBN, all year long and stuff like that. So let's wrap up with on SBN. How can people become part of SBN? Like, what do you recommend for them to reach out to you guys?
Yeah, so like we discussed a couple of the stuff that we do here at the SEMA Show, and but SBN, we have a website. It's SEMA.org/SBN. You can find all the things that we do throughout the year. We have different education classes that are online that you can watch. We have our social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. We also have a closed Facebook page if you're an SBN member, which is women only, so that we can be open about questions we ask and not have to feel like...
So do they have to also be a member of SEMA and then become an SBN member, or how does that work out for them too?
So your company has to be a member of SEMA, and then it's free to be an SBN member. Not all the councils and networks are free to be a part of, but SBN is, because it's a network. And depending on, some people are like, oh, it's too expensive to be a part of SEMA. It all goes off of what your annual income is. So it can be actually quite affordable to be a member.
Real Deal is $100 a year.
Yeah,
it's
exactly
really,
too.
we're a nonprofit and stuff like that. So yes, it's different for everyone, but it really is I definitely highly recommend becoming a SEMA member and then becoming part of the councils and stuff like that. So it's a great way for everyone to get involved. I mean, I think everyone, in our audience, they've heard the constant part of, this is our family. This is why we come to SEMA. Right. This is why we do this. So if you guys want a way to become a part of this all year long, join.
SBN, definitely. Check it out. I mean, go on there, check it out. We highlight different women in the industry. You can see, and like I said, you can see all the other events that were happening this year. We have Women's Leadership Forum coming up in March, which is a great event as well. But just meeting.
And where will that be at?
Women's Leadership Forum is going to be in Orlando, Florida this year. So we move it each year to a different, like California, then it was a Texas, it'll be Florida. And we want to just kind of move it around to give other women opportunities to get there. We're also starting a scholarship program to help women go to these educational classes so that they can help better themselves and grow in their business too. So
awesome.
It's always just things that we want to do to make sure that we're continuing to help women and that we all support each other, right?
Well, that's great. I totally agree. We're both on the same page there. So thank you, Sara, for sharing that with us today and being on here. So This was SEMA Show 2024 on the road. I am Design Muse. This was High Octane Hustle, and we had on
Sara Morosan from CBS.
CBS. Baja Forged, signature vehicle builds and off-road products built to forge your own path. Baja Forged was basically made because we loved off-roading. We loved the open roads. If you're looking for off-road products to help you get out on the terrain, visit bajaforged.com. Follow us on Instagram at Baja Forged for our latest builds.
Sound check.
That's what I like to do.
I can't.
Like a, I know. I've got the neck to match it. I don't know. I do. You did it. You did it perfect. I do a much better chicken because I get in the whole body spirit of it.
I know, monkey.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Quick. Oh, it's rolling. It's rolling. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I love that. Hey guys, it's me, Fastlane Jane. I'm here with High Octane Hustle, and it's High Octane Hustle on the road at SEMA 2024. I love this. This is my friend, Nicole Johnson. We're so stoked that she's stopping in. Hi, Nicole.
Hello, Jane.
Oh my gosh. So Nicole and I, where did we meet?
Well, we work with a nonprofit, and
Yes.
we teach teens proactive driving skills with
Yes.
brakes. Putonthebrakes.org.
Yes.
And we're always teaching them crash avoidance, which is totally ironic because I've crashed everything I've ever driven.
Oh my gosh. I've
Pretty
done it
much.
once or twice in front of a lot of people.
Oh yeah, that's the
Yeah,
best time to
that's
do
the
it.
way.
When there's an audience, go for it.
So real briefly, let's touch on how did you get in the automotive industry? How did you get in racing, motorsports?
Yeah,
Tell me about that.
Years ago, my husband and I were just four-wheeling, camping.
Okay.
Then that turned into competition rock crawling.
Oh my goodness.
And I did that for many years, and I am a two-time women's national rock crawling champion. Then I moved into King of the Hammers, and I'm
so
the
rad.
first female to finish that race. I competed in 2008, 9, and 10, and I finished it two of those years.
Yeah.
Very high attrition rate. So
Yes, it is.
it's like the New York City Marathon. If you can
Yes.
just get through it, great.
Yes.
And that
Yeah.
was a lot of fun. And then I went over to Monster Jam and drove monster trucks for a little while.
That is so fascinating. How
Yeah.
did that happen? Just real quickly.
Was here at SEMA in 2010, ran into Dennis Anderson, the driver and creator of Gravedigger.
Okay.
And he said, hey, we're looking for more females. So he was
love
instrumental in getting me in a test drive opportunity. So the first truck I sat in was a Gravedigger.
Oh my goodness.
In North Carolina, drove it for a couple days, got the job, and then started in January of 2011. Did that for about 6 full years.
Wow.
Which is all your
Wow.
body can take, really.
Yes,
It's
I
about
know,
all.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And especially if any of you guys have been to Monster Jam, my gosh, you know what these vehicles do and what they can do, what they can't do, and
Yeah.
what happens to our little friends actually in
Oh, yeah.
the seat.
It's like 20 G's. They actually tested when you fall out of a big air jump for that moment of impact, it's about 20 G's. It's hard
Oh
on your
my
body.
gosh.
It weighs
Yeah.
10,000 pounds and it's 1,500 horsepower.
So then when you look at it, you're like, I can have longevity in this
Sure.
industry if I kind of cut maybe that out.
Yeah, I thought I'd do it for about 5 years, and then I did it for 6 and thought, you know what, I'm good. I still want to be able to move my neck. Look at all this.
Right.
Look at all this. A lot of guys are moving like this these days.
Yes.
So
Oh my gosh. So that fast forward, I know you have your own show,
Yes.
Detour. Tell me a little bit about that. That's what I'm really interested in.
Right. So in high school, I was always like, hey, let me drive your car. I was
Oh
pestering
my
all
gosh.
my friends.
Oh my gosh.
Let me drive your car. Let me drive your car.
Okay.
I had a little go-kart when I was a kid, and
Right
my dad
on.
let me drive his, pickup truck when I was little. I had a Granny Low. It was really easy to not stall that
Yes,
thing.
yes.
My sister had a Pinto that she let me drive down an alley when I was like 6. I was always
I
pestering everybody.
Love it.
So, Nicole Johnson's Detour is I'm detouring from all of my other experiences and trying new things. And
love
my
that.
tagline is I want to drive everything.
Oh, I love
So
that.
we have a lot of variety. It's a professionally produced show. And, we walk around the car and talk tech and look at the car. So you're going to learn something. There's always a car person's story. I'm really into the
Yes.
story.
Yeah.
How did they do that? Who are you? Like, what makes you tick?
Yes,
And-
exactly. How'd you get to be such a badass?
Yeah,
right?
and
I love
then
that.
they let me drive their car. And a lot of times I'm finding out on the spot that this is the first time they've let anyone drive their car.
Oh, wow.
So
That's amazing.
we are hell-bent on variety.
I love that.
So I've driven everything from original Shelby Cobras to a Pinsgauer, which is totally weird, like off-roady, weird military thing,
Okay.
to, let's see, to
gonna
Hawko,
have-
like a
I'm gonna have to-
JDM Skyline,
Wow. I'm gonna
Nissan
have to
Skyline.
research that Pinsgauer.
Pinzgauer is fun.
That's pretty sick.
And Haglund's, if you don't know it, Haglund's is this tracked thing that held 17 people, like a military personnel carrier. And it looks like a big box on tracks. And then it has a trailer that's powered on tracks. And you can haul 17 people around, and you can stuff it in a ditch, and it'll drive out of anything.
Incredible. That is amazing.
So I drove one of
love
those.
that. So what's in your future? What are you doing? What are you focusing on right now?
Honestly, cool cars. I want as many experiences as I can. So in order to be prepared for all of these cool cars, I mean, I'm getting opportunities to drive high horsepower, expensive vehicles on the street.
Right.
So I've been doing a lot of track driving.
I love that.
I have a Boxster.
We were talking about that. That's so exciting to me.
Yeah. So I have a caged track car. It's just a ratty little Boxster that tries to keep up with 911s, and it does a pretty good job because I've got Bilstein coilovers and I have a full Terra engineering suspension. So it's a little race car in disguise.
I love that.
And I'm learning the go fast stuff. Everybody thinks, oh, because you've done this in a monster truck. Certainly. Oh no, I'm still learning all of these things. And the thing is, like, I feel like, I've been doing this 20 years, motorsports, and I am not afraid to reinvent myself and just try and learn more things. So
it's that never giving up and saying, okay, what's the next best thing? Well, and what I think is really interesting with brakes is all of our contemporaries, everybody's racing.
Yes.
We've all done it.
All of the instructors.
That opportunity now, I've never had the idea of hopping in a big Monster Jam truck myself, but
if you value your neck, don't.
I'm like, at this stage of my life, I don't think I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
But I'll meet you at the track anytime.
Well,
any
brakes
day.
is my opportunity to still be involved with youth and do something that's service-y oriented.
Yes.
As we know, it's not a high-paying job. That's not why we're there.
Yeah.
We're there because of the kids.
Yeah.
And I missed that with Monster Jam. I was always involved with the kids. I loved inspiring little girls or anybody really to try and go do something hard and do new things and just go be you. And so we are inspiring these kids to be safer behind the wheel and better drivers, and I love that.
And it helps to inspire their parents as well, because we know it starts at home.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here. What if my friends here want to not get a hold of you, but find you on social media?
Yeah, it's 867-5309.
I know, I kind of did that weird, huh?
No, so on Instagram and Facebook, it's Nicole Johnson Offroad, because that's where I came from and already had that social media. And on YouTube and on the internet, it's Nicole Johnson's Detour. So NicoleJohnson'sDetour.com or on YouTube.
I love it. Thank you so much
for
being here. You guys, thank you so much for listening. We were High Octane Hustle on the road, SEMA 2024. I'm Fastlane Jane and
Nicole Johnson.
Thank you so much. Since 1987, GTS Customs has specialized in resto mod Corvettes. From widened bodies to pro touring vehicles with all today's modern technology. If you've got a Corvette, an old Corvette, and you want to make it drive like something new, contact gtscustoms.com.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to share, like you guys can share and then we can share. Oh, we've got little Corda.
Okay, yours are disgusting. I need to take pictures of those to show Amanda.
Sorry, just a pretty record.
To show Amanda?
That she's wearing her.
Oh, I know, right? Oh yeah.
There's only one pair of earrings.
And I need to get her a pair of Erica earrings. Or them a pair of Erica earrings.
Here, show
them off.
Perfect. We got one in there somewhere. I love it.
Okay, you got everything started?
I did. We're all ready.
Oh my God.
Wait.
We're not ready. We're not.
Oh shit, we're on now.
Oh my gosh.
It's on, right?
Is it?
Yep, we're good.
It's making bars of noise.
Yep, it's doing it. We're good.
We're making madness for our producer to fix. Holy cow.
Okay, you guys. Woo!
Wow. Well, welcome to High Octane Hustle on the road at SEMA. I'm Fastlane Jane.
I'm Design Muse, and today we have
Shelby Hall and Tori Lewis.
Rossi, don't Rossi. No Rossi.
We
know
do it
that,
anyway.
but we're gonna Rossi
Everything's
anyway.
out the window
Yes.
on the road.
Yeah, on the road. It's out the
Out
road.
the window. Out the
Out
road.
the window. Out the road. Off the road. Off road.
But we do tread lightly. Hold on.
Yes,
Are we
we
saying
do.
that properly?
Tread lightly.
So
Oh my
let's just start by saying
Welcome.
Rebelle Rally. I mean, super rad. I mean, so amazing. Please tell us, what are the emotions? Tell us what happened at Rebelle Rally.
Here, I'm just going to pass my mic to Rory.
Well, first thing I have to say is I just realized I didn't bring the most important thing. They're in my truck that's on display across in another hall, so we will be back.
I
But
got to paint their helmets, and it was truly such an honor to do it because they wanted him to look like her grandfather, Rod Hall, in memory of him. And I was like, I'm honored because like it's history in the making.
Yes.
the helmets are absolutely insane. I mean, we have to take a moment and talk about this because
And we'll go over and we'll take a picture.
Yes. Please. So as I was going through my grandfather's memorabilia last summer, I came across this helmet that he wore in the 60s, and it is the coolest looking open face helmet. So this year, as we were preparing for the Rebelle Rally, I mean, I always want like a little piece of my grandpa with us. One year I brought one of his old cowboy hats. I mean, there's just always a little something. And so this year we've really kind of like fallen into the strop theme. We really love that. And the year that my grandpa won the Baja 1000, he was wearing this helmet and he was driving a strop Bronco. So when we presented the idea to Theresa, she jumped on it, and the helmets are insane. She just did the most beautiful job. My grandpa was with us. Like, in our heads.
Yes, truly. And to say that she nailed the true feeling
is an understatement.
Is an understatement beyond. So they were amazing, and we got the whole entire rally. I don't think there was a team out there that did not compliment us on her.
Well, and I was okay. First off, I was honored to do it, and I didn't want them to be identical, but I wanted them to be like a new retro version, but like still modern because it's a different helmet, you know, and bringing it into the next generation. And so I kind of took some of those things and took. I don't know, just made a new modern version of what that looked like. So it was theirs, you know, but it definitely paid homage to that. But the great thing was like, no one else had one like that. And second, they're always out of their vehicles with their helmets. And she even said, she goes, everyone's going to have them done like this afterwards, which makes sense because literally like you're standing out there and you see the helmet and that's how you identified instantly with them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love that.
They're beautiful.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
question I have, they were open face.
Yes.
Because I believe I saw pictures of you ladies, and then we can see your faces. You can see who the racers are, and we can see, you know, the dirt in your teeth and the dust around your eyes and all of that.
So with the Rebelle Rally, we're actually competing in production vehicles. It has to be a street legal vehicle. So that's why we have these open face helmets. You know, we still have windshields. We still have properly working side windows. Because we are driving off-road.
No dirt in your face.
It's less dirt. Definitely less dirt. Which I'm all right with, you know. Just gotta love it both.
8 days out there becomes, you know, that dirt becomes a lot.
Yes. Yeah, so this year's rally was epic. I mean, it really was incredible for us. And it started in Mammoth, just like it did last year. But there was a spin on it. In all of the rally's years, we've always ended in Glamis. And so everyone is prepared to have 2 days in sand dunes. And this year they threw a wrench in it and we ended in Johnson Valley.
Oh my God.
And so we were like, are we going to the dunes? Are we not? This is insane.
Where are we going?
Which Glamis is the largest sand dune complex in North America. So, you know, it's a daunting task knowing that you're going to spend 2 days in a production vehicle in the sand dunes.
Yeah.
It is.
So that was kind of a fun twist this year. We still went to the dunes, by the way.
Yes.
Okay, good. Good.
And that's why, you know, Emily does something like that because she always wants the girls to keep them guessing. Always.
Yes.
So that's
Always.
kind of what that was about, right?
Yes,
Totally.
definitely.
The always unknown. She's never going to set it up to where we know exactly where we're going the next day or what challenges are coming or how many checkpoints we're going to have. Never. It's always unknown. And that's the most exciting part about it.
Well, I think that the most exciting part for me is really what you're doing. For crying out loud. No GPS. You've got to use the stars.
Well, I haven't quite gotten
Thankfully, we haven't had to use stars yet.
that far yet. Still working on that skill.
We do use the sun, though.
Yes, the sun is a very big factor.
I'm always like, okay, wait, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So talk a little bit more about that, Rory, if you don't mind.
No, absolutely.
How all of a sudden you decided, because it's a huge responsibility. I kind of feel like what we were laughing about earlier off set, the navigator. Yeah. That might be me.
That is so good, the navigator.
Yeah, it was something that popped up over here.
It was
Yeah.
funny.
Oh my gosh.
It truly. I wasn't truly into the GPS world or anything like that prior to, but I got the opportunity to go and take a map and compass course, and it was 4-day intense in the middle of the desert.
And how long ago was that?
And that was 8 years ago. That was 8 years ago, and so I've got to compete 7 times now. And that first training was 4 days intense in the middle of Ocotillo Wells. And as soon as I ended that training, I came home. I looked at my husband and I said, "I found a new passion. I found what makes me happy." I was like, I'm in the dirt. And he's right over there. And I found something that truly made me happy. I got to be in an off-road vehicle in the middle of the desert, and then just getting me kind of shut off from the world was even more fun.
Oh, yeah.
I know, having to rely on that, and then first off, GPS doesn't always tell you you're going the right way when you want it to tell you where you're going, and it spins in circles, and don't get me wrong, there's a few times I've made us do that, but figured it out very quickly.
Intentional circles, like donuts.
Yeah, to confuse the other competitors. We're confusing the competitors like it's not here, the checkpoint's over there, we don't know. So, but it came to life. And
it's all about strategy,
Totally.
Absolutely.
And then it's an art form, and I think over the years, I fell more and more in love with it. And getting more involved and just more intense in the competition side, and then jumping in the right seat for this girl made my life in that right seat so much more just comfortable, and it allowed me to excel in my role and to then work beside her in the navigation side too, because over the last 2 years we've got to get together and work in the maps together and just make sense of it, and in our communication in our lingo, I should say.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's been amazing, and now it's just part of who I am.
This is our second year competing together, and I mean, Rory was a phenomenal navigator last year. We got 5th place in 2023. And, for us, I'm highly competitive and she's highly competitive. And so we're like, that's good. We can do better. Yeah. And we spent a hell of a long year last year training and really refining our skills and working together as a team, communication, strategy. And it's been incredible to watch Rory expand that skill set. I mean, this year I was like, dude, are you even working at it? Because you are making this look easy. Like, you are just sort of like, it was just second nature for her.
Wow.
And it made the rally so much fun for us. It made me in a position where I got to just go drive my heart out, because our pace was, we were booking it everywhere. We're in an incredible Bronco Raptor, so we can just cruise anywhere we want to go. Yeah. This year was just so successful for us as a team. I mean, we got 2nd place, and we feel like we won.
Heck yeah.
We feel like we won.
Every day in our car, we won.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yes. Well, and you were talking a little bit about practicing throughout the year. What does that look like for you guys?
I mean, we train over 30 days out of the year, and of course that's spread out, but think about
behind the wheel?
That is behind the wheel. We
desert.
spend 30 days in the desert at minimum. And so for us, we go through and we use old tools that we've gotten through the rally, so old maps, old checkpoint guides, and we do mini rallies. If we only have a day, then we leave the night before. We go out on a Friday night, we stay at a hotel, and then we're out in the desert all day Saturday, and then we'll drive home Saturday night. But it's just really refining time management and reading of topography, being able to see what's on a topographical map come to life is so vital for this type of competition.
And that's what people need to understand is this is not a second nature thing. So you guys had to work at it. And like you said, and finally it's starting to, it's like anything in life. Like you have, the skill set isn't just there. Like you need to work at it to get it there, to make it feel like second nature.
Definitely. Yeah. And just the way our lives are today, we use our phones for everything, you know? Like, I mean, I get in the car to drive, I don't know, across town to go shoe shopping, and I put maps on. So we just aren't taught how to use these old school ways of navigation anymore. And we have to teach ourselves. There's not a lot of schooling for it.
Right.
I mean, we've created workshops now out of Theresa's amazing facility because people want to know. People want to know how to do this crazy, unique skill.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't that wild that it's a crazy, unique skill?
Yes.
I mean, when we think about it, I'm old enough to remember the Thomas Guide, right?
know, yes.
And you'd always know
like,
what is the Thomas Guide, right? We had to read
to
maps.
Underneath my Camaro seat, I had the Thomas Guide, and you flipped it out, and you're like, wait, okay, next page. Oh shoot, where's the next page?
Right,
to figure out
where. Yeah, that's a whole different skill.
Like, what's the Thomas
Fantastic,
Guide?
guys. Look up the Thomas Guide.
Look it up.
Look it up. I think that's important. So then, what's next after this? I mean,
man.
that is. I wish I had your little. We could insert it. The image, the photo.
Which one? The ad? You saw it.
I did see it.
Oh my God.
So
Oh girl, what is next? That's such a good question. Well, I think we might go. So I desert race also.
Right.
You know, I compete in the Rebelle Rally. That's an 8-day rally that happens once a year, and that just isn't enough behind the wheel time for me.
It's
So
not. I agree.
so I also have a UTV that I race.
For you.
So I think we might pull it out for December and go race Rage at the River.
Okay.
But we are expanding the program. 2025 is going to be insane.
Just wait.
So I can't share too much.
Okay, there was an ad.
You can share one thing.
You can share what
was in
I
the
can
ad.
share
You can
that
share.
the legends live on, and Hall and Strop return to Baja in 2025.
Oh my God.
And I'm the Hall.
Girl. Well, yes, you are the Hall. That's
in a Strop Bronco
insane. Oh my God.
In a Strop Bronco DR.
Wow.
So we've got really, really big plans. So we will be releasing it
I'm
early
so glad you're
25.
taking this whole racing thing seriously now.
Who was sponsoring that too?
Yeah, we have an awesome partner in this new program, and the facility is called Liberty Firearms Institute.
Oh, right
and
on.
they are out of Colorado.
Okay.
And one of the partners in LFI has probably the largest Strop Bronco collection, in the world.
Epic.
Whoa.
So he absolutely.
We'll need to get pictures of that.
You know,
too.
we should get you guys out
We
there,
should.
honestly.
Yes,
need to
yes,
come out and
please.
see it.
I think a tour.
I think we can make that happen.
A podcast there,
I know a
think that
guy.
would be-
I know a guy.
Amazing.
I know a guy. Okay.
Done.
I have
You don't have
miles.
to drive.
I have miles.
Tell me.
I'm in. I'm in.
Put on the
So,
calendar.
you know, as much
Okay.
as we love racing, and that's why we want to create this new program going forward, there's so much heritage and so much legacy
Right.
that is kind of getting a little bit left behind.
Yes.
Because just we're moving and shaking so much going forward.
Yeah.
And our very good friend Wayne, who owns the facility, absolutely loves the heritage and loves the history.
Yes.
And that's why he owns all of these Strop Broncos. And, you know, Ford has the new 6th Gen Strop edition that
Right.
just came out. Which just happened to be perfect timing for what we're doing.
I love that.
And so we are taking a DR back to into the desert, but we're
Okay.
taking it back with that Strop livery. So
Okay.
we've got really
That's so
exciting things on the
exciting.
horizon.
You're going to be so busy, ladies.
Very
Oh my
busy.
gosh. And we'll be your entourage.
Yes,
Oh my
please.
gosh.
Yes,
oh my
please.
gosh. Well, I feel like you know what? Because we've talked with Shelby and we've talked to Rory before, but being able to kind of like open this this up and
Yes.
share it now. Thank you for sharing it with us so we
So
could be the
good.
first ones to get
You
it
really
out
are-
there.
you are the
Yeah.
first ones.
Yeah.
You are the first
Yes.
ones.
It was
I-
at the
I love
Off-Road
that.
Motorsports Hall of Fame,
Yes,
but
yes.
now, yes.
I love
That was
that.
our initial
The
teaser.
exclusive right here.
Yes.
It
yeah,
is.
you guys, we're all
Yes.
about the
You heard it.
exclusives.
You heard it.
Oh my gosh. And so this is really big for you, right? And we've got your man over there
Absolutely.
saying, "Go girl, go."
No, absolutely.
Right?
To be part of this team, like Shelby will be down there racing and seeing her in that element and in where she is meant to be
Yeah.
is amazing. And the fact that we get to kind of be along for the ride and part of the team.
Oh, they are far more than along for the ride.
No, absolutely.
Just to be clear,
We
they make it happen.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's been truly amazing, just the timing of it all and how it all fell together, and the team that we've created, and
Yeah.
the partnership that we've
Yeah.
created, the friendship that we had, and everybody that we have on
Yeah.
board. We're stoked to be a part of it.
We
It's-
have
I
a
mean,
very female forward team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
we
have
do.
an
Great
amazing
culture.
photographer, which
Yes,
is really
Amanda.
cool. Amanda, yeah, and
Right.
jewelry maker.
Yeah.
And you know, it
Dichotomy
kind
jewelry.
of started as just like the three of us trying to
Yeah.
like do some shit that we love to do,
Yeah.
and all of our men were like, "This is rad. We want to be a part of
Yeah,
this."
because they
And
see you guys excited and thriving
Yeah.
in
And
your
doing really fun
and-
stuff.
Yeah, and
I
they're
mean,
like,
we're doing fun
pick
stuff.
Me,
I
pick
have,
me.
to, I have to share this. So I went to go watch Nick's premiere the other night,
wow.
right? So it was really funny because he was saying with Amanda, I guess he was trying to explain Amanda to his friends and some other friends that he had met, and he's like, "Well, my girlfriend, like, she's super badass. She's way more extroverted than me. I'm total introvert." And he's all, and then she has all these badass girlfriends too. He's like, it was just so funny, and he's like, "Oh, and all their guys, they're all introverted too."
Yeah.
Except mine. Mine's pretty extroverted.
Yeah, there's Brady.
yeah.
he helps our other two. You
Yeah,
know, it
for
all
sure.
helps. We all.
It's been so Rory and I teamed up 2 years ago, and we met through the Rebelle Rally, which is for another podcast, another episode. But you know, I had always been looking for that teammate that could match me, you know, match my passion, show up when it's time to show up, and really, like, this is my whole life, you know. I
Yeah.
put every ounce of my being into competing, into being in the desert, to carrying on this legacy. And it's really hard to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like the universe put Rory and I together, and she just loved every idea that I've had and helped make these things in my mind come to life. She's so incredibly creative and artistic, and those aren't really my skill sets. I'm kind of like an idea person, but I don't always know how to get
Facilitate,
it out.
yeah.
And she just makes it happen, and she is here all week at SEMA with me, and you know, I've just I finally feel like I've met my Navi, you know. I've met my co-dog, my co-dog in life and my co-dog in the right seat.
Absolutely.
And
Your soul sister.
we've
Absolutely.
just we have elevated each other so incredibly much.
1,000,000%.
1,000,000% meant to be.
1,000,000%.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
That one's for you, Mom.
Right back.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
That's for you too, Mom.
So it's been a badass journey, and man, we are only
Only
going
started,
higher.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like Goliath at the Six Flags Magic Mountain. You're just going up, up, up.
Yes.
I love that for
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah.
I
Thank
think
you.
it's great. Will you come back and see us in studio?
I never want to leave. I'm always like, what else can we talk about? Can we keep
Are we
talking?
done? Is that what you're
I
trying
was
to tell us?
telling her. I mean, Marconi Museum is right
Yes,
down the street,
it's right
so
around the
much
corner.
closer now. So I was saying the same thing. You have to come down. And hey,
Yes.
we can share that story if you want now too. We
Yes,
can have you both
please.
on and
Yes.
share the story.
Would you
yeah,
be able
that
to
would be
do
perfect.
That? Yeah, we
That
don't
would
need
be
a
perfect.
commitment today. Yes, we do need a commitment.
I'm pretty
today.
sure they just said yes.
Yes.
It's happening.
I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh, you ladies are amazing.
Thank you so much. I know
So
we love
cool
this.
to see all the excitement and passion that's just kind of oozing out of them.
I
right?
totally agree.
It's just
I know.
like,
Rays
damn,
of
like,
sunlight
freaking-
beaming.
Yes, it's like
I know. I know.
beam. I love it.
All good.
Well,
Love it.
congratulations
Thank
on
you
your
so much.
win, because that's a win. Even just finishing the darn thing is a win, right?
Oh,
So and
yes.
finishing right up there at the top, that's
Right at the top,
damn
that
good.
helps.
That's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, for
oh
sure.
My gosh.
Thank you.
Well, you guys, this has been High Octane Hustle on the road. I'm Fastlane Jane.
And I'm Design Muse, and we have...
Desert Roots.